The xenobiology classroom on Station Kepler 442 was designed for delicate academic study. Glass walls lined the lecture hall, allowing students from dozens of species to observe without contamination. Advanced stabilizers kept the floor perfectly level, compensating for any external vibrations. It was meant to be the most peaceful learning environment in the known universe. Then Marcus arrived. He was human, a Deathworlder, and despite standing only 1.8 meters tall, he commanded the room's attention the moment he walked through the door. The alien students instinctively moved back, creating space around him as though he might spontaneously combust. Professor HFY, a crystalline silicate being, greeted him warmly despite the evident nervousness radiating from the other pupils. "Welcome, Marcus," the professor said through the translation matrix. "Today we discuss human physiology and its unique adaptations." Marcus took his seat carefully, aware of the tension. Humans had only recently been integrated into the galactic academic community, and most species remained wary. Humans came from Earth, a death world where the gravity was crushing, the atmosphere corrosive, and survival itself was a daily battle. It had shaped humanity into something feared and misunderstood. Professor HFY began his lecture, displaying holograms of human skeletal structures. "Observe the density of human bone," he explained. "Nearly twice as dense as comparable species, due to Earth's high gravity. The muscle tissue composition allows for extraordinary strength ratios." Marcus felt it coming. A tickle in his throat. He tried to suppress it, knowing what would happen. His hand went to his mouth as his body seized with an involuntary convulsion. Hic. The classroom erupted into chaos. The hiccup, a simple reflex from a human digestive system, produced a sound that registered at 0.3 kHz, low frequency and powerful. The stabilizers, calibrated for normal academic activity, couldn't compensate fast enough. The floor bucked like a living thing. Student desks rattled. The holographic display flickered and died. A Vextillian student, whose species experienced sound primarily through ground vibrations, shrieked in alarm. "I'm so sorry," Marcus gasped, his face flushed with embarrassment. But it wasn't over. His body convulsed again. Hic. The second hiccup was somehow worse than the first. A section of the glass wall cracked, fracture lines spreading like spiders across the transparent surface. Students scrambled away from it, chittering and bleeping in their various languages. The silicate professor remained motionless, though his internal color patterns shifted to indicate stress. "Emergency! Deathworlder biological event," someone shouted into their communicator. "No, wait," Professor HFY interrupted, his translation matrix carrying an undercurrent of academic excitement. "This is actually fascinating. The human diaphragm is experiencing involuntary contractions. It's a vestigial reflex that serves no modern purpose but persists in their physiology. Remarkable." Marcus covered his mouth, desperately trying to control his breathing. He knew from his pre-assignment briefing that this would be an issue. Humans hiccuped. It was normal. It was natural. It was also terrifying to species that measured threats by physical force. Hic. The third hiccup sent a tremor through the entire station. Somewhere down the corridor, alarms began to sound. A Xarthian student, whose crystalline body structure made them sensitive to vibrations, began to vibrate sympathetically, producing an ominous harmonic tone. "Everyone stay calm," Professor HFY announced, though his own structure was quivering slightly. "This is merely a demonstration of Deathworlder physiology in action. Observe how a single human involuntary reflex generates measurable seismic activity." Marcus held his breath, pressing his hands against his chest. His face had turned an interesting shade of purple. "Fascinating," the professor continued, now recording data. "The Deathworlder is attempting to suppress the reflex through oxygen deprivation. Note the color change in his face. This adaptation allows humans to control involuntary responses, another survival mechanism from their hostile world. The station's emergency broadcast system activated, seismic event detected in academic sector. Magnitude 2.4. Cause unknown. Film at 11. Marcus finally exhaled slowly, carefully. No more hiccups came. The classroom sat in stunned silence. A Velkork student, a small floating gelatinous being, finally spoke. Is the Deathworlder broken? No, Professor Zwexthor replied peacefully. He is simply human. And this, my students, is why we must understand alien physiology. What seems like a catastrophe is merely normal biological function on a death world. Imagine what humans can survive in their natural environment if a simple hiccup registers as an earthquake here. The other students exchanged nervous glances, seeing Marcus in an entirely new light. Marcus himself just wanted the ground to stop shaking, both literally and metaphorically. Later that evening, the headline read, Deathworlder's hiccups cause classroom earthquake. Film at 11. Marcus didn't watch it.